scene just shot, or you just trust your EP or your assistant director?
想知道拍攝嘅情況，因為始終拍攝個過程係導演係自編自導自演啦，咁因此喺一直拍嗰陣時，係咪經常會睇翻每一個場景啊，每一段啊，因為點樣咧 ？So the process.
Yeah, we didn't have enough time for me to watch the scenes back as we were shooting them. But my editor was editing as we were shooting. So at the end of each day, I would get 2 to 3 scenes that were cut.
其實係好倉促嘅時間，所以其實係冇嗰個充裕嘅時間去慢慢睇錄咗每一場。但係其實咧，剪接嗰個人咧係每一日都喺度做嘢嘅，咁所以每一晚咧就已經可以睇到2至3個場景，大概剪咗咩出嚟。
But I think it was really an asset that I also wrote the film because I think I had such a clear vision in my mind from the screenwriting process, and then also obviously as an actor, that informed a lot of my performance as well. So that was helpful in not needing to watch playback after every take.
因為你都知道係其實劇本亦都係 Zoe 寫嘅，所以咧其實佢係好清晰知道佢寫個劇本嗰陣時，佢要求佢演員做乜嘢，佢自己亦都係自己導演啦。其實佢支持。
And also I had a producer who was standing at the monitors. So anytime I had a question, I would ask her if I needed that.
而監製係一直都喺嗰度，一直在場，亦都睇住嗰個情況，亦都睇住嗰個鏡頭咁樣。
And then lastly, we spent a lot of time storyboarding and going through shot by shot, my DP and I, so that by the time we got to the actual production, we had it really down. We knew every shot and how it all should look, so we were all really on the same page.
所以導演同埋其實導演同埋cameraman DP camera woman sorry camera woman 佢哋係其實之前做咗好多預備功夫，包括好多 storyboards， 所以其實好清楚每一個鏡頭要求啲乜嘢。Good, thank you. Okay, another question. I saw 2 or 3 over there. Okay, how about having a lady ask a question? That's always nice. Maybe we can try and alternate a man and a woman.
Yeah,
that's nice. Okay, let's try.
Well, thank you. Hello. Thank you so much for such a beautiful and hilarious movie, and great to have you here in Hong Kong. From your movie, I realised once again how powerfully cathartic songwriting can be. So I wanted to ask you, well, I assume that you're a seasoned musician from all the songs that you've written. So my question would be, how has songwriting changed you as a person and as an actress?
從呢個電影，大家都可以感覺到原來寫歌唱歌係可以真係抒發到感情，係使到我哋好多嘢都可以有啲了斷啦嚇。Okay, so the question is about you， 因為導演肯定係好有經驗一位歌者啦，亦都係寫歌啦。我想問一問你 ，OK? Question and answer.
Thank you. I wouldn't say I'm a seasoned musician.
其實你唔係好有經驗嘅音樂人 ，right? Oh, but you do sing very well.
Oh, thank you. But songwriting and lyric writing especially is something that I've always loved doing. And as I was trying to figure out what the next screenplay I wanted to write was, I was looking for a way in that would shake up my process a little bit.
其實一直都係好中意寫歌，同埋好中意寫歌詞嘅。咁所以當時喺度準備諗緊一個新嘅構思、一個新嘅劇本嗰陣時，我諗到有咩辦法可以使到我自己，亦都係衝出我平時嗰個思維。
And songwriting was something that came to mind for me because it is something that I think forces one, especially the music writing itself, forces one to sort of step outside their comfort zone. And I think the intersectionality of the 2 mediums of music and film is something that I've always loved as a viewer.
好中意音樂同埋電影，其實係好多相疊重疊或者交叉嘅地方。除此之外，就係自己覺得寫歌係的確一個好嘅渠道，係使到自己係更加挑戰自己。
So I started writing the songs first, even before I started writing the screenplay, just 2 of them. So it was sort of an entryway for me into the story.
所以其實先寫咗2首歌，然後先至去尋呢個劇本，真係寫嗰個劇本出嚟。Yeah. Okay, now we have to pick a guy. It's okay. Okay. Just want to be fair, right?
Yeah,
that should be fair.
Yeah, so I would like to ask, is it before your creation of the screenplay, or you actually, after the screenplay, that you decide to use a whole female crew for your movie?
Did you have a whole female?
Yeah.
Oh wow！ 原來導演咧係一個全女班嘅製作組，咁就想知道啦，係導演係一直喺度構思呢一個劇本啦，因為喺個整個創作過程入邊一度決定係用一個全女班。
You know, I think it was something that was sort of incubating probably since I was a little girl, but I wasn't aware of it. But it was after I wrote the screenplay, and once I knew that we were going into production, that I decided to hire an all-female crew.
其實從好細個已經有呢個夢想，只不過咧就呢一次咧係寫完咗嗰個劇本之後，到真係籌備去拍呢個片前，我就即係突然間有一個感覺，第一個想法就係不如揾一個全女班。Great, okay, good. Another woman question? Question from a woman? No.
We can open it up.
Okay, fine. Oh no, we got one. Great. 第二行。Okay, guys, be ready. Also, you get a bag. I forgot to tell you. You get a tote bag if you ask a question.
I really liked how you sort of did this post-gender look at relationships in the modern world and how that does, it frees people, but it kind of complicates things as well. I was curious if you found it difficult to write a male character, because I feel like that's something that doesn't get asked of male screenwriters very often, and maybe it should be, but I feel like you did a very balanced and, I don't know, realistic job. I was curious how you found that process.
導演描述男描述女都相當之平衡咧嚇，咁經常咧，如果係男編劇嘅話咧，可能好少人會問佢你點樣去描述呢個人，點去明白去了解一個女人。但係身為女編劇而將嗰啲男人描述得咁好，有啲咩方法 ？So you are so good at depicting them.
You know, I didn't find it that challenging. I think part of the fun of being a screenwriter is having to write outside of one's own experiences and also draw upon them at the same time. But that, you know, includes sort of getting into characters' heads that are far from your own.
咁所以其實身為編劇最緊要嘅就係當然觀察你周圍同嘅嘢啦，但係除此之外，亦都係用好多你自己嘅幻想嘅。咁因此亦都可以咁樣講啦，就係我有機會可以嘗試進入另外一個人嘅腦袋度去想像佢哋諗啲乜嘢。
And I think the questions around gender within relationships have been ones that I've grappled with for a long time. So I wanted to make sure that while I was giving the perspective sort of through a female lens, I also had the counterbalance of the male perspective because I thought it was important, to see how both of those perspectives sort of come head to head.
兩性關係當然係一個我哋大家都明白嘅問題，咁但係你從女性嘅角度同埋男性嘅角度睇，我希望係做到一個比較平衡啲嘅一個故事出嚟。Okay, good. Another question. Now it's the men's turn, if there are. Oh, good. We have one. You have to wait for the mic, and then you also get a bag.
Okay, yeah. I've got kind of a trivia question. It's not really.
Why are you filming her?
What's that?
You're filming her while you're talking.
Yeah.
Okay. Modern age.
So my question has to do with the pizza in the harmonica holder. I love that. I'm never going to forget it because I play with a harmonica. So how did that come to you and how did that evolve or if it did or what?
我一個好細嘅問題就係用一個平時 harmonica 即係夾住個口琴嗰個箍，竟然係可以食 pizza。 呢個咁有意思嘅想法喺邊度嚟嘅 ？This is an amazing idea. How did you do it?
You know, I don't know the exact moment that came to me, and I've been asked that before. I think that, you know, as a screenwriter, I never outline. I just like to kind of see what comes out, because it's the only time in my life that I'm not like really a control freak. So it's somewhere in the recesses of my imagination, I guess, these harmonica. I've never played harmonica, and I rarely eat pizza, so I don't know where it came from.
靈機一觸，唔知點解會突然間呢個咁樣嘅想法飛咗出嚟，但係其實咧導演一冇吹口琴，二唔係好中意食 pizza。Okay, good. Another question? Oh, we do have a lady at the back. This is great. Hang on, we have to. 邊而家行中間唔該，好遠好遠好遠好遠。Thank you for running. Thank you.
You mentioned that you wrote 2 of the songs before writing the screenplay. My question is, did you write the songs with the plot of the movie in mind, or did you write those songs based off of personal experiences and then later develop the plot of the movie?
導演頭先講咗就係喺寫呢個劇本之前就寫咗隻歌，咁呢隻歌其實係有咩意思咧？係咪已經係譬如話係從佢自己生活嘅經驗嘅想法或者係感受衍生出嚟啊？因為係其實已經諗到可以插喺呢一個故事裏邊。
I knew that I wanted to write a movie that dealt with the ways in which a couple fights, because I thought that was something that I hadn't yet seen on screen before, and it's such an amazing entry point into the way that a couple also loves.
好重要嘅就係我覺得呢一個電影嘅最重要嘅主題就係，如果一對夫婦經常吵架係點樣吵架法咁亦同樣亦都另外一方面就係睇佢哋點樣相愛。
So I wrote the songs knowing that that was going to be the world that I was going to delve into. So they were fight songs.
當時最先寫嗰兩隻歌都係吵架嘅鬧交嘅歌。
Yeah, I think the first song was I Don't Wanna Fuck You. That was the first song.
第一個係 I Don't Wanna Fuck You. What about the second one?
The second one was maybe Love and Lies.
Love and Lies, Lies and Thighs. I love that. That was great. Okay. I just want to add, those lyrics were great. The lies, the thighs, and what is the third rhyme?
I want to eat pie.
Pie. Lie, pie, thigh. Wow. Okay. Now, it was great lyric. Thank you. Okay, good. Another man. Okay, there.
我想問下，其實佢有咩原因去驅使創作呢個劇本出嚟
？Okay, simple question. What really inspired you to write this? The screenplay. How did the screenplay come about?
Well, I always love relationship comedies. You know, Woody Allen is a big influence, and I think I always crave relationship comedies that also navigate dramatic territory.
我中意係譬如話係即係兩性關係嘅喜劇，特別中意 Woody Allen， 但係亦都希望呢個兩性關係嘅喜劇裏邊亦都包括咗戲劇性。
And I think in talking to a lot of my friends about, I think fighting is something that couples rarely talk about publicly. I think there's a lot of sort of shame around it because we all want everyone else to think that our relationships are better than theirs.
如果兩個人喺埋一齊嘅話，你就算係兩人嗌交嘅話，你都唔會同出邊嘅人講，唔會將啲嘢公開。
And when I started talking to my friends about their fights when I started to write this film, I realized that we were all sort of fighting about the same things, and that there was a certain amount of relief in knowing that we're not alone, and that these things aren't necessarily specific to each couple. I mean, obviously there are specific elements to all of our fights, but that there were a lot of commonalities.
當我同我啲朋友傾開關於呢一個題目嗰陣時咧，就發現其實可能好多夫婦啊，或者係男女朋友咧，其實佢哋情侶啦佢哋任何鬧交嘅好多個主題，或者鬧交嘅好多元素都好相似。Okay. Boy, girl, boy, girl, girl, girl. Yes, yes, we have another one. And I know that there is a gentleman over there that you want to. You have to. Okay, so afterwards you. I haven't forgotten you. I know you want the tote bag.
Hello, thank you for the movie. And I guess my question is, I know that you've talked about it before in some interviews and stuff, but I wanted to just ask you a little bit about your decision to have an all-female crew, and then sort of more specifically, if you noticed any like real difference in the way that production worked of a film, just having an all-female crew as opposed to the standard crew, which is mostly male.
又再講多次就係關於用咗全女班嘅製作組，同埋其實全女班製作組譬如一齊合作嘅譬如氣氛或者個效果有咩唔同？
Well, as an actress and writer and producer, I had become very aware that there was a problem in our industry, which was the underrepresentation of women on film crews.
你可以想象喺電影業裏邊，尤其喺製作方面、製作組方面嚇、拍攝等等，其實經常即係女人嗰個百分比係好低。
And there's been an increasing amount of discussion about it in the United States, but not really very much action.
雖然經常都有人討論呢個問題，但係其實好少真係有行動。
So part of my intention was to create opportunities for women where they aren't often given, and I think if I hadn't given myself those strict parameters where it had to be all women, I would have fallen victim to the same traps that most productions fall into, which is, well, that person doesn't have enough experience, so we're going to go with someone who has more experience, which is generally a man because the women haven't been given the opportunities.
如果我當時唔係特別制定俾自己用全女班嘅話，我相信亦都會係同即係平時經常我哋呢一個電影業嘅慣例嘅，就係當然揾個更加有經驗嘅人啦。咁當然更加有經驗嘅梗係男人㗎，因為女人係好少有呢啲機會。
But I also really just wanted to see what it would feel like. And I love what it feels like when women are together, and I wanted to see how that would translate into the creative process.
所以我亦都好想，如果現在當時組織咗全女班之後，我想知道嗰個氣氛係點樣，效果係點樣，同埋一齊合作係會點樣，同埋做出嚟嘅電影係點樣。
And I have amazing working relationships with men, so it wasn't an indictment of men, but I will say that there were differences.
我係經常都會同第二啲嘅男嘅從業員合作，唔係話我即係唔中意佢哋，唔中意同佢哋合作，只不過就係話我想試下個效果係點樣。
It was an incredibly productive set.
非常之有成就嘅，真係做得到嘢出嚟嘅。
Very quiet.
好安靜。
And hyper communicative.
同埋大家嘅溝通得好好。
There was a really amazing lack of ego.
同埋仲有冇乜幾個人好自我中心、好自大。
And I think all of the women on the crew generally they were usually one or two women on crews that they had been on previously. So I think there was also just a palpable excitement that they weren't having to apologize for opinions in the way that they might have it in past experiences.
因為平常呢啲咧人通常係就算喺一團人一組人去工作嘅話，通常一兩個女人其實全係男人，呢次竟然係全部女人，個感覺係完全唔同，同埋大家真係可以做得到嘢出嚟，合作得到。Good. Okay, now we have a guy ask a question. Great. 呢一度，can you raise your hand again? Thanks.
Hi, thank you for a really interesting movie. It was very fun to watch, and I feel like you can still relate to a lot of moments. So I really enjoyed the movie. And I have a question. So one of the songs was called, I think, "Love Is Like a Drop," and then there are two scenes in the movie. One with the broken sink and the water is dripping there, and the end of the movie pays attention to a broken ceiling with kind of more water dripping in. So can you perhaps explain a little bit more the metaphor behind it?
似乎有一個隱喻 ，song called Love is like a drum。
It's called Love is a Drip.
Love is drip 嚇，有嘢其中一隻歌裏邊嘅 Love is a drip 嚇，即係好似有啲係滴水咁樣。咁當然啦，呢個故事裏邊有兩個地方滴水嘅，一咧就係嗰個洗碗盤啊嚇滴水，另外咧就係臨到尾嗰陣時個冷氣槽滴水。咁呢個滴水係咪有啲乜嘢特別嘅隱喻 ？metaphor？
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the drip for me was a metaphor. I think in every relationship, I think love is tested by the disrepair that people face in their relationships, and they're usually small and nagging and things that you don't want to deal with.
譬如話愛情嘅關係經常有出現問題，就係通常係啲好細嘅嘢、好細微嘅小問題，但係呢啲小問題係經常出現，甚至係你冇辦法去停止佢。咁因此，如果係真係代表咗愛情，代表咗呢種隱喻。
So the drip throughout the film is sort of, you know, a metaphor for the things that they aren't facing.
所以滴水就係好似呢啲好細微嘅嘢，但係佢哋兩個人都唔肯去面對。
And then once they overcome those things, they do face them and they move through them. There's a new drip that they have to face.
面對之後就可以收輯，但係收輯之後咧又發現另外一個地方又出現流水。
Yeah. So I guess the message is that there will always be something that's going to make your relationship imperfect. And I think that there's so much pressure, especially from relationships that we see on screen, to achieve this sort of imperfect, this impossible ideal of love that just doesn't exist.
其實係冇可能有所謂嘅完美嘅愛情關係啊！唔同荷里活我哋平時睇嗰啲電影，好似全部都好完美咁，其實係冇呢個可能性。樣樣嘢都係有少少瑕疵 ，little bit of not perfect.
Yeah,
little imperfections.
yeah. You have to embrace the imperfections.
因此係要擁抱呢啲小嘅瑕疵。Good. Another question? We have time? Oh, great. Okay, now it's we need a woman questioner. Woman? Oh, great. I like the guy had to say that and put it down. No woman has no question. Great. Okay, now we jump to guys. Let me jump. Okay, good. Hang on. We'll unfortunately have to run. Sorry. Later. Exercise. Thank you.
Hi, really enjoyed the film, thank you. I just wanted to ask about the on-screen sort of chemistry between you and Adam, I think his name is. Was that something that came naturally, or did you have to try and find an actor that you could have that chemistry with, or was it like an instant click when you two worked together? I'd just be interested to know.
關於選男主角Adam，點樣選佢咧？佢哋兩個之間係喺嗰個聯絡上可以擦出火花，咁但係點樣揾佢出嚟咧？因為之前已經係之間有一個好好嘅默契。
I didn't really know Adam before the film. We had met once or twice, but I really liked his work, and I felt that we would probably share a sort of common sensibility as actors.
其實我唔識 Adam， 雖然可能見佢兩次，唔係朋友嚇，直至到現在呢一次同佢合作一齊拍電影嘅。但係覺得可能我哋兩個之間，我知道佢嘅工作，我知道佢拍過嘅戲，知道佢做過嘅嘢。